Hello, and welcome to another week of Burning Hearts, our 2026 Bible reading plan. This week is a very different kind of week. Monday through Friday, we are reading 5 different chapters from the wisdom literature of the Hebrew Bible, from Proverbs, from Ecclesiastes, and from Song of Songs. And let me just kind of walk through real fast what's going on. Proverbs is one of the most interesting books in the Bible because it's really unlike anything else. It's just like one after the other. These like 1-line, 2-line, or maybe there's sections of Proverbs that just teach kind of practical wisdom for life, for faith, for fearing the Lord, for respecting, for following the Lord. It is a book that teaches practical wisdom. That's really what it comes down to. Proverbs 3, which is what we're starting with this week, has that famous passage in 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and it really kind of sums up what the heart of the Hebrew Bible, the Bible's understanding of wisdom, like how to get, like this is it. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart and do not rely on your own insight. In all of your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight. That's really kind of what it comes down to. Honor God in all of your ways, and He'll make it straight. Like He'll figure things out for you. Life will go like more or less okay. Trust in the Lord. He's got your back. He will take care of you. Don't rely on your own insight, your own understanding. Rely on God, His Spirit, His Word, His wisdom. Follow Him, and that's it. This is what, generally is called the fear of the Lord. And Proverbs says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And so wisdom comes from God. It's respecting God, and that's where wisdom comes from. Really, it's exactly where Adam and Eve went wrong, because they were looking for wisdom. They were looking for the knowledge of good and evil, not from God, but from a tree. And so they didn't fear the Lord. Instead, they actually rebelled against the Lord. And that was the beginning of their wisdom, which was anything but wisdom, and it was the beginning of the end. I have long thought that what, amongst other things, what the story of Adam and Eve and the fall in the garden, what that is almost a parable of what the wisdom literature is warning you against. Proverbs is kind of like a sort of commentary on Adam and Eve. But that's Proverbs. And then Ecclesiastes. So Proverbs is basically fear the Lord, beginning of wisdom, you'll be okay. That's the normal case. Ecclesiastes, if I could say it, is the exception to the rule almost, as is the book of Job. We're not doing Job, but Job is another one. If Proverbs is the rule, Ecclesiastes, Job are the exception to the rule, which is sometimes you can fear the Lord and you could trust Him and respect Him in all of your ways, and things still go crazy, and that's not the norm. So Job and Ecclesiastes kind of are the exception to the rule. Ecclesiastes is one of these books. It's a little tricky to figure out. The first chapter we're reading is that famous passage about how there's a time for everything, which is a good thing to just give perspective, right? There's a time for rain and a time for drought, and that's just the way it is. Ecclesiastes is one of these books that really speaks to our day and age of what is going on? What is this world all about? It doesn't seem like there's anything solid. But where it ends, and we'll read this on Wednesday, I think, it ends on such a concrete note. The end of the matter is this: all has been heard. Fear God and keep His commandments. That's really what it all comes down to. And then finally, we are also reading one chapter from Song of Songs, which is this sort of ancient poem about love and about a man and a woman, and it's very sensual in a lot of ways. But really what it's also meant to be is a sort of poetic parable, metaphor, representation. It's a poem that's meant to cast light on the love that humans can have, but also the love of God. And so we're reading just one chapter of that. But I want to encourage you to read more than what we're just dipping our toe in. Also, I'm going to post some Bible Project videos, and they have great resources on this. If you want to really get the wisdom literature, the Bible Project did a podcast series on the wisdom literature that I personally, I learned so much. I thought it was so wonderful. And so I'll post a link to that as well. But have a fantastic week of reading.